Haven't missed even a minute. I want to talk about an opportunity that we have in CEA right now. This opportunity, if we follow it correctly, will allow us to recruit and retain the next generation of people for our industry. We will be able to find people not just from agricultural backgrounds and from sciences, but also from tech and business. And how we're going to do it and why the timing is now, I'll get to in a minute. But first, allow me to introduce myself. I was not born and raised on a farm, but I was born and raised in Stockholm, Sweden. And almost 30 years ago, I ventured all the way to Silicon Valley. I'm a technologist, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I have run software companies for the majority of my life. And for the past few years, I've spent a lot of time talking to men and to people in power about how to be more inclusive of women and minorities in the workplace. But that is not why we're here. We are here because we want to feed our planet, and we want to do it in an efficient way. This efficiency is by no means a novelty. We know that with the first tractor, about 130 years ago or so, efficiency started to be part of everybody's mind. How can we make agriculture more efficient? How can we be more productive? And obviously that productivity took a big jump as automation and machinery started to enter agriculture. CEA, Controlled Environment Agriculture, is like the perfect place where automation, machinery, engineering, and agriculture are all coming together. And you know better than I know what the benefits are of all of that, of putting climate controls, irrigation, ventilation, lighting systems. I used the chatbot and I said, what are the benefits of using automation in your CEA environment? And the chatbot, kindly as it always does, it gives you 10 answers. 9 out of those 10 answers, we're talking about operational optimization, about efficiency, about business benefits, and finally, how those impact the end user or the consumer. But there was only one reason given to what the benefits were to the people running the operation. With automation, we know that we reduce the amount of repetitive motions. We know that we create a safer environment. We know that employment security goes way up, right? And it also creates more fulfilling roles for the people who are working there. Now we're entering the era of artificial intelligence, and you will hear about that everywhere here. Artificial intelligence only works really well when we stuff it with good data. So my prompt here was Greenhouse AI Control Center, and this is what I got. With AI, we lift things in automation. We enhanced automation, but also through monitoring and diagnostics, we're finally getting even better quality of the produce that we're growing. We're getting a lot more predictability in our processes. And something called precision agriculture is born. It's not perfection, we're dealing with live things, but it's precision. And being able to predict what the outcome is when we're putting certain things in is obviously absolutely necessary. Now, all of that said, there's a couple of challenges that are driving this opportunity that I'm talking about. One is the attraction or recruitment of people into our industry. There is no pipeline issue. Like I said, I come from the tech industry and pipeline is always top of mind. Why can't we get more diversity into our workplace? Why can't we get people from different schools, different backgrounds, different education, different knowledge? Well, because there's a shortage of people. We're not there yet. We're very, very lucky. This is the absolute best time because we can still recruit people from all backgrounds. If we think about that we don't only recruit from agriculture and sciences anymore, but from tech and business, we can double the amount of people that we can get into this industry. Also, if we think about diversity when it comes to gender, if we look at the universities in, let's see, so Oregon State University, Minnesota State Universities, those universities have a lot of agricultural people coming out of them. From the agricultural and sciences program, two-thirds of the graduates are women. That's pretty cool. Like, so let's bring them into our industry. But the obstacle in this equation is not the pipeline. It's the fact that we can't seem to get out of our way. Why is it that when I'm talking to lots of CEA farmers, that they're saying, oh, we're growers, we're farmers, and they're very reluctant to say we are technology companies? How come we don't just say we're producers and we're integrating technology into our systems and we're very dependent upon that? There's no shame in that. It's actually a beautiful thing. So the one thing that I'm challenging all of you to do, and I would want to say the vertical farmers, they are doing it just right. They're basically saying, we are a technology company with a green finger, a green thumb, I've heard that one. We have the ability to grow, but we are integrating technology, and we are integrating not just the technology, but the people behind it. So we have a lot to learn still to position ourselves right. We as an industry need an infusion of people, and we all have to agree on what that positioning looks like. The other challenge that I want to mention is the retention. And you stay in a job if you have a good boss, or if you like your job, when you're feeling valued, when things are exciting, that's when you stick around. I think that the challenge, or the obstacle rather, that we may have when it comes to retaining people are the hierarchies. It's a very hierarchical system in this industry, much of it. I'm not talking about all the software companies and technology companies, but I'm really talking a lot about the CEA farms. So if I may suggest, just as something to tickle your minds, is it possible that we can get rid of all CEOs and all final decision makers? Is it possible that we can get rid of head growers? That's probably not such a welcome concept. However, just think about this for a second. If we were to create work teams with team leads, and through AI, we're also training them, educating them, lifting them up so that the human intelligence grows alongside the artificial intelligence, what happens is you get a distributed group of people that hold the responsibility and the ownership of the operation. You know what that does to people? It also creates redundancy. No longer do we have a single point of failure. People can move around. So somebody's out sick, the other team lead can step in. So the opportunity that I'm talking about is really, don't think that you need to pay more money for additional software, more money for AI tools. You can actually do this work, position yourself right, and think through the workflows inside your company just by using the software and the AI tools that are readily available to you. With AI in your operation, if you will, and it affects every aspect of it, you will provide more skills and development for your people. You will allow them to focus on analytical and strategic and problem-thinking solutions instead of just doing day in, day out work mindlessly. And when you do that, you lift your employees. You lift this entire industry. And when you lift people, in that way, you actually allow them to become creative thinkers. People become innovators when they know that their voices and their ideas are being heard. They become great managers. And finally, they own their own work. They own their lives, they own their own work, and they own and contribute to the success of the business. So what I suggest that you all do is continue on this path that you're on. Develop, sell, buy, use the software tools and the AI out there that's available. And know that by doing that, you're also attracting and retaining people who you never thought would be attracted to this industry. So let's invite the next generation of people from very diverse backgrounds into our industry so we can succeed as a whole. Thank you. Oops, thank you.